going live.
We're live?
Are we live?
Are we?
Or is this Memorex?
This is definitely Memorex.
Definitely.
Raise your hand if you're old.
There's-
Woo!
Raise your hand.
This
All
is
right, everyone.
Oh, somebody just
Nice to
found
see
us.
you. Nice to see you, friend.
Cheers. Yeah.
Woo!
Cheers, folks.
Hi. After doing a cocktail every week.
What?
I am having a beer. No cocktail.
Who are you?
Work's over. Gonna drink the real alcohol. And Barb's face is everything I could have wished for. From the thank you for gratifying my not so scandalous scandal.
What?
That's so. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. I was gonna say I went old school.
Old school
I got
with the
back to
Newcastle.
my old school with Newcastle, with the drink that, for all of the times that I tried to do new drinks, I kept winding up drinking Newcastle like at least a dozen times. I think so.
So now it's the official drink of the deep fried neurons. Official drink of the 2020 deep fried neurons.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, because I felt like some sort of cocktail parody had to be maintained. I actually tried making a cocktail. I made a very large gin and tonic.
Oh,
Yes.
that's not exactly a Collins glass.
But I'm using the actually pretty good Trader Joe's tonic water. Contains quinine.
There we are. That's
So
there's our
malaria
continuity.
mosquitoes. So the malaria mosquitoes won't get me.
I was afraid we'd gone too far off the track, but no, there's Trader Joe's at least.
Yeah,
we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Welcome to Deep Fried Neurons, where we never actually came up with a real tagline, and I don't have the list up in front of me, so I can't really give you one now.
Oh no, I can send you the link.
I can find. Wait. Is this the old one? Wait.
There we go. No.
Notes.
I
Nope,
made a
not
new
that.
agenda.
Okay.
New
Oh, we
agenda.
have an agenda.
We did
Wait.
have a new agenda. It's wrong, but I made it.
Oh, we got people.
Okay.
Hi, John Edgar Park.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
What's VLGT
Okay.
stand for? VLGT.
Vulged. Right.
Very large gin and tonic. This
No,
is
there's still
very
going to be
is.
a very low, very good. Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah, there is a cliffhanger, and the cliffhanger is. Ah!
That's. Okay. Welcome to Okay, here. Let's do a tagline.
Mhm.
'Cause, welcome to Deep Fried Neurons. Contrary to popular opinion, not an official football club. And just because it is the finale, let's throw some others in here. Welcome to Deep Fried Neurons. Friday is our middle name.
It's our middle name.
That'll be the Friday.
I think it should be that'll be the fried day.
Fried day. Well, that is kind of like, we are
Yeah.
fried.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little fried. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
Oh,
No doubt, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but so this is the whole thing. This quarantine is like everyone's like it's over, and I'm
It's
just sort of
not
like,
over.
is it? Is
No.
it?
No.
So yeah, and so but the good news is that over 65% of LA County residents have had their first shots at this point, and maybe higher by now. and that they're projecting by August we'll be at herd immunity, and like people are going out, and that's like awesome for them.
By August, wow.
Yeah. They're hoping, fingers crossed. The people, the vaccination rates have slowed down, so we're gonna like pretend at least like the summer that let's
crossing fingers.
Crossing fingers, we won't be back in the fall, but we can be if it's necessary. So,
yeah, or we could find there could be
something else.
Yeah, something else.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
but
it'll happen.
This is, I think, a good moment to sort of release.
It's not over. The quarantine and the pandemic clearly are not over.
Although a lot of people feel that it is. So this is interesting.
As a person who is the COVID person for a day camp, let me just say, it's not over. I got 10 pages of Appendix K that say it's not over.
But Barb, I'm over it. I'm over the whole COVID thing. I'm just like, can't we have like more Marvel movies and like, buffets?
Oh, do we get like a special guest visit?
Max is inside.
Is this actually Max?
Yeah.
This is the cat who's unhappy. He's inside because he is a daylight outdoor cat, and he likes the daylight.
Is he going to be on? Max!
Ooh, special guest appearance.
Special guest appearance by Max the cat.
He was the cause of one of the reasons why we didn't have a deep fried neurons one week, because he was sick. It was on a Friday.
Yep, that is true.
Yes, Jay. Jay asked if I'm watching Loki, and yes, I am watching Loki. I think it is very good.
Good show.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's thumbs up.
Maybe I'll have time.
Go Disney for creating all the culture that we'll consume for the next 100 years.
I second this.
No spoiler.
I second this. No spoilers.
And the only spoiler is that it's worth watching. Like it's
okay.
That's all.
How dare you?
But it turns out Bruce Willis's John McClane is in the same universe as Loki.
And he's a ghost.
It turns out Hans Gruber is actually Loki in disguise.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's another sign that the world is biased against left-handed people. Is that?
Why is that?
Because look, like as I hold this beer can, it shows you the the natural.
Because
not
the hole,
the pretty.
Like the hole is towards you.
Yeah.
Over your mouth.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they've definitely but it's interesting package design that they've definitely
it's interesting to say. Yeah. It's like, is it do we call it? Do you want to call it a bias against left-handed people, or just people noting that most people are right-handed?
I mean, and it's not a bias in the same way as a prejudice, but the world is, by the definition of bias in the electronic sense, for sure. Like, it's just sort of left-handed people die at a higher rate because of accents.
I hope that beer is not going to be.
No. This one was like
beer
super
design is
minor.
going to be.
They should have. Like, I wonder if more companies will be like, how does it look when it's held on screen?
You drank the right-handed beer in your left, Carlin. That's got the wrong chirality for you. We need to get you quick to the 911 to 911. 911. It's the
911.
store.
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, 911.
Good.
9. Oh yeah. Oh, I guess 911 has a different context, doesn't it? Oh.
Yeah.
It does. I'm like you went a lot of ways with that.
You go to a lot of directions.
No, 7-Eleven was an inside job.
7-Eleven is always an inside
job.
Mr. Cat making noise.
Yes,
Stop
he gets very mad when he's inside and Todd somehow gets to still be outside.
Yes.
He thinks it's very
Neener,
unfair. It's very unfair.
I'm back
It's like
here in the garage and you're not.
It's like he doesn't come in.
Teasing him like that, Todd.
Yeah, it's very unfair. He is correct. Things are wrong. But
all right, well, congrats to us all for making 46 live streams
before this. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Wow. Wow.
Considering when we started this at the ramp up of the pandemic, I thought this was going to be a maybe month-long, maybe 2-month-long thing. You know, it's like until we can all go back to Crash Base.
Yeah. But Crash Base had its first in-person meeting on Tuesday.
Hybrid, virtual. Second.
Were you there?
Well, second. I was there at the first in-person meeting. There were like 2 people there. No, 3. But then Mark and Wendy came, and then there was Wearables Wednesday, which also was an in-person meeting, which also had like whole week. 3 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wow. So we had a week of Crash Base being
and then everything else was virtual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Mark and Wendy said they were coming, and that's when just like the place flooded with humans.
That's great. I guess. I mean, hopefully we're not a super spreader.
Yeah. Delta variant.
We were all vaccinated, I think.
Wendy.
Yeah, but it's
Wendy.
So of this, I can share.
What are we doing today? Because like this is different.
Right. So what we're doing today is we were all gonna talk about what some of our favorite episodes were, either just in general or based on criteria that I can make up on the fly. As you favorite one with potatoes. I know which one that one was. There was one with potatoes. And so I'm sharing an image of the all of the headers. We also, so we can walk through this, but let's do Todd. Why don't you actually share the video you made?
Oh, well. So in a similar way that you used awesome algorithms to generate this image, like a single image magic one-liner. I used Mac Photos to generate. Let's see, how do I do this? Share. You'd think I know how to do this by now, and yet I do not.
If you want to share audio, share tab.
Share tab. Tab is shared. So these are just all of the images with the Ken Burns effect and Ken Burns music.
Oh, I don't hear any music.
You don't hear any music?
No.
Yeah,
can you share the MOV file? Because there's a share movie file.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see if I can share a movie.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's see. All right, let's try this share video file.
Our finale is a perfect time to test out some new technology. I like
Let's test out new technologies. What could go wrong? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
This is,
Nice.
I'm not controlling anything. I don't know how. Oh, there. I see. There's a built-in play pause button here. I must say, I like Carlin's compositing skills here.
I do too.
Some weeks were more effort than others.
I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit though. I like it, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an audio control? I guess. Or?
I do. I just did. Well, did it go down for you as well?
Yeah. It is strange walking through these in linear fashion and seeing various important events that have happened. Like we saw the Black Lives Matter happen, and we're going to have the ones that sort of represented our response to Justin. You know, It's just like, wow, it's kind of cool to have a year of chronology in a small video.
It is.
Yeah, actually.
And the garden.
All the fika.
Letters, yes, fika. Oh yeah. Carlin is the player that your DM warned you about.
Like, I can tell we're in Halloween now. Mm-hmm. Oh, now we're starting to get into Christmas.
Now we're getting to Christmas. The plotter. And Fishmas. Fishmas.
And Squidmas. Don't forget Squidmas.
Squidmas. Yeah. The art show.
And the art show.
Just such a thing. And a kitty. And more plotter.
And a little out of order.
Like and then circuits.
And then circuits. Yeah. Our circuit season. No, circuit arc. Circuit arc. There we go. That's what it is. Arc circuit. Wait.
Multi-vibrators. Yeah, see, I think some of these are out of sequence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I wonder what order.
Darn you, Mac Photos.
Yeah. That's okay. That's the nice thing about Image Magic. It definitely works from titles of the image title, so you have a lot of control.
Yeah. So that was 46 little header images from the blog, the Crashbase blog. And if you go to the Crashbase blog now, there is a page that has a little summary of this, and you can click on the link and you get all the posts. So,
yeah. Studio. If it's useful, I will go ahead and reshare the 7 by 7. I made originally one that was 7 by 9 by 5. Because it's actually 45 images, even though we did 46 episodes.
Why isn't it an image map where I can click on each one?
Oh,
remember image maps?
I do. I wrote that was why I learned JavaScript. That was purely to do image maps. This was I could do that. I could do that, and while never mind.
Back when we thought that like just clicking on an image would be the only real interactivity we'd ever want for the web.
Excellent. All right. So, Barb, is there an episode that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So the plan for this for our finale. Just kind of talk about some of our faves. So, okay. Favorite episode or theme or arc or whatever. I think that I would probably have to say for me, one of my faves. And sorry, I'm stealing a whole month here, but I'm going with the holiday month with December when we had when I did Fishmas, and you two like went nuts with the Plotterverse and the Advent calendar. Because I mean, I had a really good time, like just playing random, like making up random quasi Christmas songs into fish songs. And then just kind of whatever other randomness and working on the octopus because I had to. And you guys kept just like the plotter and like all the sounds,
yeah.
And like I kept getting very distracted in like looking, like going onto plotter Twitter and just getting lost. And it was so much fun. And I liked how you for every number you kept coming up with different interpretations of the ways to represent them. I thought that was fun.
Oh, it's really fun.
Little bites of different of your brains working in different ways.
Yeah, since we were in we had this Axie draw. This is the thing that made the plotter art possible. Poor cat. Meow. Meow. Since we had the plotter, Carlin had the great idea of like, let's make a virtual tree, like a plotter tree, and we'll make like a little ornaments on the tree, and each square of ornament will be like a little plotter experiment. And I had really high hopes that I was going to be writing custom code to like draw within the little square, like, because it's just SVGs, right? You can write SVGs pretty easily. But I basically just kind of punted and made fun experiments inside of Inkscape, whereas I think Carlin did some SVG.
No, I was also thinking like, oh, I'll do algorithmic stuff. Honestly, I didn't really. I've done like one, but
yeah, I thought you did a couple, yeah.
Well, some of it was actually also just getting to know what Inkscape could do, because Inkscape has some capabilities. And so, but yeah, the whole just figuring it, like isolating the variables and like just focusing on like, well, what can I do with different inks and layering different inks, rather than also remembering how to, like, figuring out like, how am I going to be creative with code this time? So yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, as someone who doesn't play with paper and ink very much, like it made me kind of like feel the most in connection with Barb and your like deep knowledge of these things. So I'm like, what does this kind of marker do? Oh, that really sucks. You know, what does this marker do? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like I have no clue about any of that, and so it was fun to try to finally actually play with it, but play with it in the context of here's this robot that can do it exactly, because my motor skills are terrible. And so, you know, having the robot do it. Have the robot do it.
I thought Fishmas really showed off your variety of skills there, Barb, like a lot. Like from the wreath to the ukulele song to the robotic tentacled robot, like yeah.
Oh, the tentacle robot.
The tentacle robot, like yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, I mean, Nixie's just back over there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that really was really nice.
My eclectic interests. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really showed them all off. It was quite lovely to see all of that. And speaking of tentacles, where is the tentacle one? Tentacles.
The hug.
Actually, probably there. Yeah, the hug one. I thought that was a really successful episode.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like the interest, how like interesting it was. Like we all reacted very differently to that prompt. Todd, you sonically, Barb with you a physical thing, me with like a scarf, which was really nice to finally get done.
That was the scarf representation.
Yeah.
Which I have right here and kept me very warm during the winter times, but now it's the hot times, and so it's not on my body.
That's okay.
Meow.
Yeah, so I'll put him in the front of the house.
Yeah, no, I hugs was on my list too of faves, for a number of reasons. One of those being that tentacle is very comfortable.
Comfortable tentacle. So what was the one where you made, Barb, where you made the subway map? And Carlin made the
that
app.
Was Connections or something? Was that
Connections?
That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was Seth. I think that was Connections.
Yeah, because so
Networks.
You may recall I made this crazy NeoPixel tree where every little leaf is a little NeoPixel, and this took a lot of time and is an artifact that is kind of like permanent in a way. And so this sticks in my brain because I see it every day as I don't know if it's a favorite episode because it took a lot of time. And so I kind of am like angry at it. but
it's a noteworthy episode.
But it's exactly. But it's an artifact. Like this exists now and will exist for a while, and I can like plug it in and light it up and have it do stuff. And it's made from telephone cable, like the cable that's inside the big 50 pin cables that the telephone company use. And so that was my kind of connection to this topic of connections. So this one is kind of a favorite in the sense that I see it every day, and so I think of it kind of regularly. And that was one of the best things about the deep fried neurons thing for me was the regular creation of physical things, which I do so much software stuff. It's I don't do many physical things on a regular basis. And so like one of the other ones was this lamp. Remember the lamp from a 3D printer spool and old LED tape? This also is something I see every day. And so
I love lamp.
I love lamp.
Am I?
Wow. So
yeah, no, that's something I like about doing these kinds of things is that you do wind up with artifacts. Physical
so I'm having a
artifacts
hard time finding like one of our briefs for this episode was what was your favorite episode or favorite topic or favorite thing you made. And I don't know if it's hard to choose because there's so many cool things that we've made over the year. Wow, the year. Yeah. that still hits me strangely.
Over a year.
Over a year, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm actually missing that image of the one where you made the LED. Oh no, there it is. There we
it's
go.
in there, yeah.
Yeah,
it's in there.
There it is.
Yeah, I have the video. I have the YouTube video, the Ken Burns video, paused on the tree just to remind me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that way too, Barb. I liked your flip book, and then I actually also like the bubble wrap piece I made. Yeah, that was nice with the words on it.
Yeah,
that was
agree.
A reminder to breathe. Don't hold your breath.
Breathe. Pop.
Still need that one. Still need that one. But for me, actually, what was interesting about the Halloween one, I made this crazy mask in like 20 minutes, and it was like so effective. And so that was terrifying. It's kind of super terrifying, and that was a real lesson, a real reminder that. Gosh, here it is.
The paper plate and
the pipe cleaner. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. It was so creepy.
Yeah. You need to find the fuller image of that because man, that was crazy.
Yeah, and so in terms of it is, the same way, and not to equate myself with Picasso by any stretch of imagination, but the Cervantes the Don Quixote that he did, like the squiggle images that he did, that idea that your briefer, shorter gesture can end up with something more emotional and more evocative than spending a whole month over processing something. It was kind of neat.
There we go.
Oh, you got it?
I'm kind of bummed now that it's in shadow because when you, and also that you're not wearing it, because when you're wearing it, it's like super creepy.
It's exceedingly unnerving.
Yeah.
So unnerving.
Yeah. All right.
No, I agree. That one was for reals.
But speaking of masks, I loved Barb's dragon.
Oh, yeah.
What was it called? What was that?
The dragon head.
Still have that?
Yeah.
You still have that, right?
Do I still have that?
I don't know. It's like
I threw it out.
Ephemeral.
Yeah,
well,
software. You can't really check it into Git.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make that big. Make that big.
Let's
Make yourself big.
Yes.
So good.
This one, yeah, no, the nice. Okay, so there are lots of very nice things about this project, about getting to do this project and having this project done. One of them being, I have a big fucking cardboard dragon head, and and this is a really great thing to have in like the background of like, for instance, like job interviews. Really nice thing to have. And then the other, one of the other things is like I wrote this up as an Instructable, and I won like a contest, and like that bought groceries for a while. Like
nice.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's also been like a really good example for like the kids at work, like of like, hey, like here's cardboard construction techniques and stuff.
So good.
Also, I think I might. So we're talking about going to the Labyrinth costume ball thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I could do this and be like, just be a dragon. And like, so now I have ideas about like what the rest of the costume would look like.
Right.
And so, yeah, I've got thoughts on that front, but yeah, I have a dragon head now. So that was good. That I can wear.
So I did that.
Awesome. Sorry, I can just like watch Barb play with that. Interesting thing about so looking at the super early days, we don't really use our day of the week sign so much anymore.
Yeah.
That was sort of interesting that those fell off. I do still use the shell script to block out certain.
Oh, that's good.
Certain news sites sometimes. That host file one is actually still useful, although like I never use that tray of laid out things like ever again. It was like in terms of like things that aren't being used. What's something that you're sort of like thought would be for other people, anything that you thought would be interesting or useful, and you're like, no, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah. Well, the day of the week. Let me share the blog post of that. The little day of the week thing I was really happy with. And then like Carlin made also one. Oh, maybe that was a different day. But
yeah, a few weeks later.
I kind of thought actually I would use this because even before the pandemic, I would have a hard time figuring out what day it is. Because I don't really differentiate between weekday and weekends too clearly. And with the pandemic, the kind of uprooting of a lot of sort of habits, I thought this would actually become useful. But and it sits on our fridge still, and it sparks conversation now that we've had a few friends over now and again. Like they're like, haha. It's like, yeah, it's not pointing the right day because we don't use it. But this is one of these jokey things that I thought I would actually use, but turns out not so much.
Yep. Yeah, I think I think you were thinking about and later I covered mine in a piece of plexi so I could like use dry erase markers to update what I was up to and like what's the one thing I was going to do today, and I don't use that.
Right.
I used it for a while, but that was an interesting thing. It was just sort of like these tools that help you get just enough internalized structure, and then maybe that's the tool.
Yeah. That's the thing is like as someone who's been buying Filofaxes and various organization to-do list apps for since I was in college, the only thing that's actually helped me be a little organized has been Carlin's suggestion a couple months ago, which was like, hey, you should write down the things you did that day. Like not to-dos, but the things I did.
Duns.
Yeah,
Duns. Not even the no to, because like I think for me, like to-do lists can be really oppressive, and they end up you can end up using to-do lists as a way to like punish yourself for everything on it that you didn't do, like blah 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 blah. So just sort of like keeping a running list during the day of like things that you did. Is this a reminder that you do things? And so I sort of shifted and mentioned to Todd that I had shifted sort of like my organizational tactic for myself is instead of writing down, like, yes, there's like a pile of things that I can pull from of like, if I'm like run out of the next things to do, but yeah, like keeping a list of what I've actually done instead of what I'm going to do has really helped me feel better about like everything, because instead of constantly looking at the list of, because that's the thing when you have an app in particular that like is a to-do list, you mark it off and then it takes it away like it didn't even matter that you did it. It's so cruel, and you're just like left with the ever non-ending list of things you haven't done yet. And so I like keeping a list of like what I did.
Not if you do it in paper.
Not if you do it in paper, but there's still, for me, like there's always things undone at the end of the day, and that irritates me. So having the list of done things separate from any kind of to-do list has been helpful. Yeah, so I'm gratified that you found it helpful too, Todd.
Oh yeah. Oh
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
any other favorites?
Probably. Yeah. What do we say?
Favorite drink?
Oh.
Anything with gin in it?
Anything with gin? Hey, I win.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I like when you hold that up in front of the lights. That is good.
Ooh.
No. Yeah. That's good.
I can hold it up in front of this light.
Ooh. This is the real reason why people drink cocktails, is to look at them in the light.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem with beer. Oh my gosh. That's the only problem with beer. Is it to be prettier?
That's why you should drink. That's why you should drink Zima, Barb.
Finally, a reason to drink Zima. Yeah, does
Clear
your drink glow?
Sparkly.
My drink glows, Barb. How come your drink doesn't glow?
Smirnoff Ice, would you?
Hang on, I'll empty this and pour my beer in it.
There you go.
I have a perfectly glowing cocktail.
In terms of other things that, I mean, it seems to be me that's listing all these things that I like tried and didn't use. Okay, the terrarium, which we saw last week, is still alive, which is like over a year later, which is great.
Yeah, we have 2 terrariums, right?
Yeah, we have 2 terrariums. They're both alive, and I showed them a couple weeks ago. But we also have a jar of that water keeper in the fridge that occasionally I drop a spoonful of a good quarter cup of sugar into, and they just keep growing.
Do you drink any of it?
No. Oh, sorry, that's like really funny to me. So, but yeah, so we have this water keeper greens grown in the fridge in a jar that are still around, kind of alive-ish, because they're still growing. They're alive. I don't really drink it.
They're surviving. I don't know if they'd be called alive.
I don't know if they're thriving. They're thriving. They do still exist. So if anyone wants waterkeeper greens, let me know. I have a ton that I have no idea what to do with. Food is pet, not my thing.
Yeah.
Tonic.
Yeah. I mean, I used the finger puppets for a little bit, but while we were still doing virtual classes.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just
what are some of the types of projects that you think you'll do going forward as a result of deep fried neurons? Like, what has deep fried neurons taught you?
Well, okay, I've got actually a little bit of an answer for this.
Yeah, thank you.
So during our sort of Halloween episode, I started making this little GitHub file called QtPy Tricks that was talking about things you could do in CircuitPython based on this little, I don't know if it'll focus, this little board called the QtPy. And, yeah, there we go. QtPy, sort of in focus. And it was really just an excuse for me to talk about, no full screen. Just an excuse for me to like record these little Halloween projects that I was doing mostly for Deep Fried Neurons, and then it became a popular page, and so I've been using that as sort of a way of kind of recording how I've been learning Python in the guise of CircuitPython. And so I don't know if I would have done that without the framework of the Deep Fried Neurons. Let's do regular projects, because I made like about 4 or 5 little projects based on that because of Deep Fried Neurons. So I'm now a better Python programmer, and I know how to use CircuitPython very well.
Nice.
So yeah.
So Barb, as someone who had already been doing a weekly video blog, this is like
Yeah.
probably a really mundane, like stupid question for you, but
No. You know what I learned from this year? Having a weekly thing like this, really good way of keeping track or keeping in touch with your friends who live on the other side of town. Real good way.
Yes.
Yep.
yeah,
Yes,
I think
we were already poor at getting to CrashBase as it was.
Yeah.
And like we
it
just
is true. It's been lovely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still gonna poke at you.
Excellent.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But
well,
that's been good. One of the nice things about this is a lot of the times when I do things, it's more often just doing it. And sometimes some instructional things, but not always as much kind of delving into like the history of it and the word origins and such. But getting into like yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, getting into historical things and getting into like theory and whatnot. But like when I did the month of typography, it's like, hey, I I was like learning some real shit there.
Yeah,
that was
fun to see kind of like to draft off of other people's learning as they learn about a thing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Seriously.
Yeah, so I look forward to maybe having future series that fall under perhaps a different moniker, like that's further exploring circuits or some other technique, because it has been sort of fun. I particularly liked learning from both of you guys different things, like when you were talking about like how you did certain processes. That was fun. For myself, remembering to like to push myself to do this sketch and like on a deadline, sort of like, you know what, you're going to do something and you're going to have it done within a day. Like that sort of quick, as opposed to like, because as we mentioned, I brought the history and the theory. And so like, I can just like sit off and stare into space and build castles in my head, like up the wazoo. So having something where it's like, no, well, why don't you just like bang out a cardboard one, Carlin? And so we can all see it. Was a really good lesson for me. So
yeah, agreed. I was trying to channel my inner Barb and like actually just do the thing. Just do the thing. And like, because we got the deadline and like whatever you make by Friday or whatever it was, by Wednesday sometimes, if we were like having a cutoff,
we pretended it was by Wednesday, like early on, and then quickly.
But that's the thing is, but like you've got this idea in your head of it's got a deadline, that totally removes like, oh, I'll create this perfect crystal edifice of a thing. Instead I'm going to just use paper and tape or, or like telephone cable or whatever, it totally kind of frees you from all the possibilities that could make your life hell. You're just like, I'm just going to solve the problem right now. And so that was quite fun to have this framework whereby we get to create things that have a definite end.
Mm-hmm.
And the freedom to let them go. It's like, it's done. I'm letting it go.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
Yeah, it can be.
To letting go.
I definitely find it a good thing. To letting go.
To letting go.
Like Frozen, let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. So, part of me wants to find my ukulele and sing a Fishmas song.
Oh, yeah. Fishmas.
Fun.
Fishmas.
Well.
Oh.
Is that it? Do we have anything else to say, really?
I mean, I love you guys.
We'll never see you ever again.
Although I gotta do the cheesy. Thanks for existing, people in the chat. It was actually incredibly helpful.
Thanks for existing.
It's like everybody who showed up ever.
Is you.
I almost put that in the blog post and I couldn't do it. Thank you so much for saying it. I was like, I felt it, but I'm like, I can't do it. It's like way too cheesy. I deleted it. I couldn't say it. Yeah. All right.
Wait for it.
There you go. Yeah.
Well done. Well done. All right.
Thank you all.
So
thank you all.
Thank you for joining us for the season finale of this here Deep Fried Neurons. And
I've never wanted anything to not be renewed so hard.
Yes. At the same time, I do still really want to have like a thing where two of us are teaching one of us. Because oh my gosh, that was great. That's been great with like the circuits.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big fan of being the idiot in the room of that. Yeah.
You're not the anyway.
I love it.
Not the anyway.
Yeah.
To reuniting on another set and another location with a new executive producer that's not the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah.
Totally.
To getting rid of the assholes in the industry.
Definitely.
All right.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right. Bye, everyone.